Morning later today, the Biden administration is expected to tell us that it is okay to not wear a mask if you're doing something outside like hiking or biking.
Yeah, a little bit loosening of those restrictions. Joining us now to talk more about that is Dr. Peter Chin-Hong, an infectious disease expert out at UCSF. Dr. Chin-Hong, thank you so much for joining us once again this morning as we've got some new news to talk about.
Always a pleasure, James and Daria.
So is this only if you've been vaccinated that you can hike or bike without the mask? And how are we going to know who's who?
Exactly. I think it's probably going to just be on an honor system. There isn't probably going to be a immunity passport out in the public domestically. But what we expect to see is differences in guidelines between vaccinated and unvaccinated. And it depends on the size of the crowd. So just like what they did with indoor gatherings and vaccinated folks, we expect to see a liberalization of guidelines for vaccinated folks while outdoors.
Now, that's federally. I know that state and local health officials can obviously keep in place more stringent protocols. Do you think that'll be the case here in the Bay Area?
No, I think given the high vaccination rates with, almost 70% of eligible folks in San Francisco, for example, we expect that the local public health jurisdictions will follow and sign off on the federal guidelines.
Okay, yeah, because right now, for example, in Marin, I think it's 80% or above are vaccinated, at least one shot. And when I'm walking my dogs, I wear the mask only if I'm passing people. I pull it up real fast, and so do the other people. And then I see them, and I say, no, I'm vaccinated. They say, me too. We kind of got this around the neck just in case.
Yes.
Exactly. I heard about people getting T-shirts saying that I'm vaccinated, so it kind of puts to rest any questions.
Yeah.
We always talk about how we want to let the science guide the protocols going forward. Based on your understanding of the latest science, the latest data, should people feel safer if, let's say, the word comes down that, yes, when you're outdoors, if there's enough space between people, feel free to take that mask off?
Yeah, and can you give a hug? Is that too much now? I want to know.
Yeah, so, the science is emerging and pretty clear right now that indoors is about 19 times riskier in terms of transmission than outdoors.
Yeah.
But outdoors, there are different contexts. And I think if you're vaccinated, you can hug somebody, but don't hug like a whole group at outside lands, for example. But, on an individual level, yes.
No group hugs.
Yeah, no, that's a good point.
Yeah.
Context is key. Yeah, it's not like we're going to have, 420 out at Hippie Hill come, once these new guidelines are in place.
Because I've given a couple just outdoor hugs, because it's so good to see somebody after all this time and be able to actually get this close.
Yes, totally. I'm a big fan of hugging.
Okay.
So does
Medically speaking.
Yes. So does this mean then potentially that families can feel more free to take their kids to the park and don't have to have the mask on so much when you're playing out in big open spaces like that?
Exactly. What I expect to see is that groups of pods can basically go out, or small groups can go out and have fun without masks on in a controlled setting. The key is really just ability to control your environment, and that relates to the size of the crowd.
I just thought of something, though. I do have a question, because up in Marin, I've seen a lot of the teams playing, and they still are making the kids play with a mask. But I see some of the masks are it's technical, like it's on their arm. It's not, as long as it's on. Is that a thing? Or do they need to change that rule too? Should sports be taken off the mask? Can they?
Well, it depends. I feel that eventually that's the way it's going to be, particularly as younger and younger individuals get vaccinated. The risk, of course, is much lower in those under 19 in general compared to older adults, and both acquiring and transmitting COVID. So you add outdoors to that, and you're getting a lower risk. So that's, probably going to be part of the guidance eventually. I'm not sure it'll be part of this generation of guidelines. So
okay. Not yet then.
And then, Dr. Chin-Hong, while we have you, obviously this week one of the big stories was the fact that J&J vaccine has been reauthorized for distribution once again. For people who may be still hesitant, obviously, because we're hearing about these rare blood clots. In fact, in the Bay Area, there's a man being treated right now for that very thing. First man.
Yeah.
What concerns do you have when you look at the data, when you look at this review process? Are you confident that the J&J vaccine is safe?
Yeah, I'm confident, James, for a few reasons. First, the risk is very low. Even with a few additional cases that the FDA has reviewed, it's still about the same risk as getting struck by lightning, or even, slightly lower than getting struck by lightning. So, anywhere between 1 in 500,000 and 1 in a million. The second issue, I think, which many people don't know yet, is that we actually now understand generally how to treat these clots. So, for example, the individual at UCSF was treated in a different way, given the fact that we understood that this may be linked to the vaccine, and he's doing fine.
All right, I want to go back to the risk there for just 1 second, so that I understand this. So my risk of getting struck and killed by lightning is greater than something going wrong with the the J&J shot. What about my risk of getting COVID and that killing me? I'm assuming that's way up there.
Yeah, it's way up there, especially at this point, given the fact that, unfortunately, the world has seen record numbers of cases in the past week, ever before in COVID. Of course, that's driven mainly by India. But what it means is that your risk of getting COVID, getting a clot from COVID, having a bad outcome from COVID, or getting long hauler syndrome is higher than the risk of getting a clot from J&J. With that said, I'm totally for people who want to have an alternative. We're lucky in the US to have alternative vaccines, so people may take whatever feels most comfortable to them.
We are lucky. We are, yeah.
Let me ask you, we've seen nationally a sort of a discouraging trend begin to develop of people getting their first shot but not coming around to get their second shot, so they're just partially vaccinated. Is that enough, or do people really need to go get that second shot?
That's a great question, James. People definitely need to get the second shot. Doesn't mean you don't have protection from the first shot, but we're just not sure how long that will last. The way I think about the second shot, apart from increasing your chances of just getting any response, is that it's kind of like an insurance policy that will make you have more durable protection. Again, all of this data is emerging. It's super important to get your second shot. And if you want to travel, I think people and foreign authorities are looking for fully vaccinated folks, which means 2 shots for the 2-shot series.
Right, and then they said, hey, you can even travel to Europe. And my question is, what am I going to do when I get there? I don't know that they're doing that well and anything's open.
Yeah, exactly. It's like going to Disneyland without hugging the characters or watching the nighttime parades,
All right.
Yeah,
we'll have to wait for more choice. Thanks a lot,
Dr. Chin Hong from UCSF. Thank you so much for your time today.
We'll be right
Thanks,
back.
guys.
All right.